Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to talk about Ramadan and food. It's something really I think about it during Ramadan, but also through the year. When, for example, and I speak to friends or colleagues or family members in terms of preparation of Ramadan, many times there is conversation about food and recipes and how many kind of desserts we make, during Ramadan, how many variety of foods we prepare, fruits, carbohydrates, and all that, samosas, and sometimes I feel really, are we really getting the purpose of Ramadan deep into our hearts? Because it looks like sometimes we just focus on food, what we eat, what we drink, and sometimes it looks like we maybe forget, or maybe we're not thinking or focusing enough. How can we better ourselves in terms of during Ramadan eating moderately, but also thinking more about those who are less privileged? And I think that is the whole purpose of Ramadan for me in terms of when I'm thinking food. I'm thinking those who cannot afford to have food on their table, and in terms of how can I help them and reduce my, for example, waste during Ramadan. So food waste is about so many beneficial, because in terms of environment, we waste so much food and more than necessary, for example, during Ramadan. And sometimes we feel that those who are less privileged, they're not getting from us what maybe they're supposed to be getting during Ramadan. And in terms of the aim of the Ramadan, that we have to think about them. And maybe if we reduce our food during Ramadan and we save some more money, then maybe we could help, one or two people to actually break their fast in a more decent way, that they maybe would not be able to do it without that. And imagine millions of Muslims around the world. If we have that kind of mindset, producing our food during Ramadan, and not like making like Ramadan like a party or feast. And so, yes, of course, we have to eat, we have to drink, but think about it, the hadith of beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, peace be upon him, that, he said, divide our stomach into three parts, filled with food, a part for air, and a part for drink. But it looks like sometimes, we fill all these three parties and food. And I think in terms of health-wise, it's much better. When I eat less, I feel more energetic, more kind of, for example, light. I can do my, for example, night prayer much better. When I eat more, I feel heavy, tired, and for example, doing my, for example, ritual prayers and worships during the day less. So if you look that, it has so much more beneficial if you focus in terms of how can we, for example, prepare during Ramadan our mind, our body in a way that benefit our health, our body, our soul, but also benefits our environment, and also benefits our Muslim brothers and sisters, specifically those who are less privileged than us.